Just for context, we were talking before about how Spirit are top of the rankings for the points right now. Entropiq are in 6th position, and I believe there's 2,000 points up for grabs for whoever comes first in this. So they're in 6th, but considering that Akuma are just slightly above them with 20 extra points, VP are within sort of arm's reach, like there's no reason Entropiq couldn't put themselves into a position here where they could potentially even qualify for the major.
Cool stuff coming out of CIS, and we're about to get live into the opening map, this all-important nuke pick. Spirit's going to be starting on the CT side by virtue of it being Entropiq's pick. And Vince, we've got some dualies on Magics.
Nice. Big fan of that. And also, they are super solid on top of the hut, which is where he's using them. This is typically where you'll see like shotguns, those kind of weapons. Chopper, though, a player that has been around the block many a time. One of those players touted as being at one point on top of the CIS region. Go back to like Vega Squadron. Magics, though, with those aforementioned dualies, looking to try and put some pain down, but it's Crad straight out of hut. Nice shots from Sumdai Young. 2 players get spilled down, and there is Mia.
It's the bonus money. They really got a lot of mileage out of those SMGs in those previous 2 rounds. I think it was actually Magics with a triple kill with the SMG just in the previous round as well. So he himself has made a lot of money off the cash bonus. A lot of utility used early on. Entropiq, just the 1 smoke left on Forrester, and they haven't used any of those smokes outside to gain ground. Looks like 3 players headed towards Chopper and Ramp Room.
Dexter's there as well. That's why Chopper didn't feel like he needed to toss down his incendiary. He may think twice about that, but Dexter's just holding it. Elian's been punished alongside Crad, and now Chopper is going to pivot round the side and finishes off the rest. That is an exquisite hold in ramp. Now, Lackey's at least made this a bit more costly as he picks himself up a double.
Yeah, and I don't think they did enough. That's a good kill on a Chopper. Mirrors right here. They at least started coming up from the lower bumps. They didn't have to. Ooh, and look at this. Now Forrester could try and cut off these rotations. Hopefully, 1 dig. He wants it. He missed the chance. A plant would be great for Entropiq if they could get it. And I think they just might as the bomb goes down, but there's a double kill. And somehow this round is completely turned. Oh, Team Spirit was in such a good position.
They really were. It looked like it would be a bit of a formality of a round, especially when Forrester missed out on his deagles. Now, Dexter's still at least seemingly interested in biting down and trying to clutch this round. Has the kit. They can afford a buy into the next one. It's only Mia that's a little bit struggled, but now that that Molly has found nothing on Shadow, I think maybe if he gets that pick, he's interested. Lackey's made some noise down on Decon, peeks in, Dexter nullifies him. So it will be the first round to Entropiq.
Ooh, it's all Dexter. He went down immediately. Turning the corner, missed that shot against a MAC-10, and you're in a lot of trouble. Doesn't get a second chance. Chopper's here, and even he second gets himself. You could see him start to back up as soon as he knew he was going to make contact, and no one from Team Spirit is able to slow down this hit. A simple secret wall outside and a rush with those MAC-10s leading the way.
All the default standard grenades to kick things off. Entropiq are actually spending a lot, though, to try and get outside control, and Mia, who was on red container, shot off a couple of bullets, but it was all on Sumdai Young, who's had an exceptionally good first half here. Often a player that gets overshadowed by Mia and Dexter in particular, but he has missed the consistent, and Magics will rattle the head of Crad. It's looking good for Spirit to take the 10-5 lead, which all things considered is such a good result for them going through into the second half. Maybe Elian can pull out something truly spectacular, but he doesn't even have control over the bomb. There's very little in terms of a silver lining over that dark cloud that's looming overhead. Not just him, but also Entropiq as a whole. 15 kills to Sumdai Young. Just unbelievable. And a lot of those rounds were in sort of clutches and when his back was against the wall, but going to be aggressive and they're trying to explode out, break through the shackles of this T side. A few shots were ringing out there, but Crad is actually just buckled in and is nestling into the box, and everyone's bypassing. He has every chance here to strike, and he takes his chance and with surgical precision removes all the T's on ramp. Excellent round from Crad, who's been a little bit quiet in that first half.
Ooh.
And Nickelback will finish off.
Here we go. Round number 20 underway. 3 players outside. Magic's Dexter and Chopper. Again, fast pace, but this time not attacking the ramp. They're just going to use a Molotov and a smoke and mini to cross towards secret stairs. And once they get down these stairs, they're just going to go quiet. Excuse me. 2 players actually got into big garage. It's only 1 player that's gone down the stairs, and he's just looking for the response. So actually, Spirit's gained some decent control. What can they get from here, and where can they apply pressure from these positions? Because losing outside, Entropiq has already decided to start crunching in towards lobby, and Dexter spots it out from the warehouse. Or big garage.
Winning outside like this is kind of like having full control on middle over a map like Mirage or Dust 2. It just affords you so many avenues and so many parts of the map that you can now exploit and try and expunge. And they're already pushing their way and dissolving a lot of the defenses towards Heaven. Forrester has the right idea, but maybe not the weaponry to feasibly hold this off. The good news for Entropiq, and there's not too much of it to spare, is that they do have the bulk of their defenses that are situated in close proximity to A. They've got players in lobby. All 4 players are stacked over here. And time is starting to become a bit of an issue as well for Spirit. 2 of their 5 players, pardon me, up in Heaven suggest that this will be an A hit, but they need to start getting some success. If this continues in this fashion, they are just going to lose to time. And at some point, they need that entry. It's gone against them. Alien and Nickelback both come in. Forrester takes down Mir in midair, and the bomb's been spilled out. This round is basically done. Entropiq have held the line.
They don't need anyone to really support him. He can take that shot. If he hits it, he can stick around. There's the follow-up. Dexter's got him pinned down, but he's still able to get some shots off. He's had a few more chances. Molotov's going to put him out into the open, and there it is. Picked off. Nothing left to do. And Mir finds a kill on the rotation from there. Forrester could have a fast flank, but control windows is lost. And Team Spirit, 20 seconds. Don't run out of time again.
Almost like they heard you there, Moses. They knew they had to pick up the pace, and Lackey's life being deemed forfeit will afford them the luxury of the plant. They pay that toll with a smile on their face. Forrester with 1, but that's all he'll get. And Spirit will regain and extend their lead once again to 2 rounds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it does feel kind of like a heads you win, tails I lose mentality here for Entropiq, but considering they just lost to effectively Tech 9s, maybe they feel like they can return the favor. It's a completely different context, of course, because they're now on the static defensive side. It's not as easy to just push together in one location and hope for the best as Spirit did. But I tell you what, taking the head of Dexter off instantly as Elian with the scout, that's one hell of a way to put the right foot forward. That's the AWP also that gets sprung out. Heard the AWP shot rattle, but didn't even connect. And Mia and a whole bunch, a plethora of smokes has afforded them safe passage. I say safe because Elian's actually connected another shot. It hasn't deterred Mia away from this though. Flashes out. There's 2 players into the garage, and this could completely bait them into a false sense of security as they walk into the trap face first, and they get melted by Nickelback's Eagle.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That was baiting them. And that, I mean, I'm not going to say it was obvious, but I felt like there should have been some kind of concern about spamming like that with no concern. Remember, that was a play that those 2 Mir and Magics as well earlier kind of fluffed a little bit, whether they wanted to jump through or sit in the smoke. This time they both do the same thing. They just get baited into a crossfire. Well done from Entropiq.
And their prize now is the bomb. And very likely, the 12th round. Good shot by Nickelback again. He's not slowed down at all. Been on point this entire map. Grenade will find itself towards him. Not enough to finish him off. And Forrester...
Options are available. Spirit can attack wherever, but they're still kind of spread. No cohesive thought just yet. Actually, lower bomb site, they seem pretty much dedicated to it. The bomb could go right up the vents, but there's 17 seconds, and Spirit hasn't forced the issue or made contact just yet. There's the kill. Forrester had just turned inside hut. And man, they find the entrance into the bomb site. They find the plant just at the perfect moment, but that was risky for Spirit.
Ooh, I think Dexter just got a 2 for 1 there. Nickelback and Elian lined up for each other, but I absolutely echo that. That was incredibly close, and all it would have took was for one of those trades to go in the opposite direction. which in itself may very well give Entropiq a good idea as to what's going to be coming up here. Now, the shot did connect. Grenade up and over, finishes off Magix, but does a ton of damage to Dexter and Chopper as well. It's another very slow attempt. There's two players now in ramp that are playing in tandem. Spirit need entries. It's being smoked and choked out in each of these bottlenecks. And even if they do push through onto the site successfully, there's a fast rotation element. There's another smoke. Big entry from Dexter. But is it too little too late? They're going to go in for the vent dive. Krad has the right idea. Elian downstairs finishes off Mia. And Entropiq look like they may have done it again. It's down to Sundar Young and he gets picked off instantly. It's going to be such a bitter pill to swallow should they concede this Spirit, knowing that this map should have been done a good 10 or 15 minutes ago at least. And yet here we sit. A chance at second overtime is best case scenario. Mag 7 up on the hut, waiting and hoping that Forrester peeks in. No reason to do so, though, for Forrester. This is a good look position if they get outside control. Can do a lot with this spot. And now nade's starting to be tossed in. Smoke. And the underarm will be stalling out the push for the time being. And they're going to get aggressive in hut as well. Magix is already pushing in. Meanwhile, Chopper is looking for that lobby crunch. And he could get a little bit of success here. The timing for Magix is good. Krad caught with a grenade out. Wouldn't you know it? The Pura Bite is coming out and prevailing again. 5v3.
Yeah, I don't think Entropiq thought in a million years that Team Spirit would be getting aggressive in this round whatsoever. That is a well-executed lobby crunch. Not even really a full crunch. They just kind of get their fights and they back away. They're completely happy and content with the two-man advantage, obviously. It's a rough place for a shotgun to be. And they're going to drop down the vents. But there's players down there. There's players ready and waiting. Dexter misses a shot with the scout, but Chopper, he chimes in with the SMG. Elian with the double kill. Nickelback's going to go down, and there's only 5 seconds left. They can run away. Round is won. We're going to double overtime.
They took a lot of damage on Tamir as well, but they've actually pushed down Secret very quickly. So they've mixed up the pace again. Different avenue of aggression. Elian missing out on that shot could prove fatal. Especially as it allows them to bypass and go in, but Nickelback stay with 3. They line up and he knocks them all down, and that should be the round falling into position.
That's going to be triple overtime as well. Chopper in a 1 versus 5. It's the first kill, not aware of the second player. Nickelback ends the round with 4 kills, and he's hyped up. 39 kills, knocking on the door of 40. And here we go. Line it up again.
They have definitely been more capable of pushing the pace earlier on. 4 players lining up towards outside. Wall of smoke's going to get tossed in. And again, this is really where players have to show their composure. Molotov's down to try and block some of those smokes. Has been somewhat successful, but they're still going to bypass that. Nickelback's been wrecked, though. 12 HP as he limps downstairs. And he's been finished off by Dexter. A real chance now for Spirit to get this map done. They want to go to warmer pastures, and they feel like that's the B side. Molotov banked off the wall, forces Sundar Young, but he takes aggression instead. They did not anticipate that whatsoever. I think they also just whiffed the Molotov. They mollied themselves in panic, sheer panic as they got peaked, but Forrester, elsewhere on the lurk as he's played so often, does get the drop. There's another frag. Magix has now been spilled down. And they go from a 2-player disadvantage to suddenly a player to the good. Mia gets double peaked and Forrester's picked up his 3rd. It's down to Dexter with a measly 7 HP. Both remaining Ts are also weakened. Does he pull out the sidearm, though? Is the call coming through, or does he just keep his AWP out? Whichever way you look at it, though, he has no kit, and surely Entropiq lock this one down, and it's all down to Forrester. His late lurk flank from Squeaky was so sublime. They're going on to A. Sundar Young's hiding in the hut. There's only 23 seconds left. They need to try and deal with him. Lucky's going around the corner. He's getting baited out here, Sundar Young. And there was no help at all. Dexter's now pushing onto the site, but it's over the ruins of all his scattered teammates. Could it be that Spirit have let a 3-0 T side slip and now a 3-0 CT side slip? Elian, big frag onto Dexter, and Mia does pick up the first, but there's 2 more, and Elian takes him out the equation. Entropiq refused to lose. Blacky and going for that pincer. Still, Entropiq are one big moment, one big play from taking their choice of map and moving to Dust 2 at a 1-0 lead. Just the first day of the CIS RMR. And it's been so tense, so much on the line. Lackey still sat in position, but Chopper finally gets that flank in, efficiently removes the head. Post plant comes up. Forrester does spot the player dart down through ramp. Would have definitely heard him. And maybe he is now that component they need to really chime off. Big headshot onto Forrester. Gives them a huge opportunity now to get the job done. There's still some smoke, still some utility on both sides to try and feasibly pull this one off. But Dexter has removed the threat of Crad and now looks to try and turn his attention to Forrester, who picks him up in return, tickles the bomb, trying to draw Sundai Young out into the open. But Sundai Young has the perfect angle, and we're headed to our 5th overtime. Oh, it's a classic XM. It's been brought out again. We've seen it a couple times already. Been a while though, at least, because obviously with OT, typically teams will be able to afford a solid purchase throughout, but the nature of this scrappy 5th overtime could be headed to a 6th if Spirit can connect the dots. Entropiq are keeping their options open. They've got 3 players headed towards the ramp side. Very passive defense from Spirit, already putting 2 people in ramp. Magix is downstairs. Chopper, who is the hero, the savior of that last round, will be called upon again. His incendiary forces Entropiq back. They won't be pushing ramp anytime soon. And actually, they fully rotated into a potential A hit off the back of that. But Lackey is rotating and actually lurking downstairs and gets the pick on Magix. Nickelback all the way around the back, picked off Chopper. Another golden opportunity in a 5v2.
All this gameplay for such a massive miscue. No one from Team Spirit was watching outside. Nickelback walked all the way around to lockers and nobody saw him whatsoever. And that's the map. All that battle, 2 maps played, 60 rounds, and that's the way we lose it. Good win from Entropiq.
Probably favor too well for the Glock, but he's somehow still alive. Somehow neither of them have died yet.
Yeah, they're shooting rubber bullets. Amir's barely taken any damage, so Elian needs to check himself. He's got 12 bullets remaining for the rest of the round. Long control was taken with ease by SDY. No presence there from the defense. This is very mid-centric. Crad on catwalk looking down towards lower dark. 2 players in middle looking for anyone to cross, anyone to be aggressive down the ramp. And it looks like there's the peak. Crad gonna peer down, gonna take a bullet to the face. This is good damage done by Spirit early on, even with no kills out.
Oh, it certainly is. It softened up all those targets. That's where the grenade can come in. It's just absolutely destroyed them. 3 players limping, make it 4 now. It's only Sundai Young that's healthy, as they still manage to push their play and impose their will onto the site. A lot of weakened CT players now are falling by the wayside. Crad pushing inside the smoke, doing a lot of damage alongside his teammates. They're now starting to lock it down. A 2v1 falls upon the server, and it's Sundai Young to try and clutch it out. Big goosh. But Crad is up to the task, and Entropiq, well, they get first blood again, this time on Dust 2.
So that's unfortunate, but yeah, certainly you're not going to feel good. Here they go. They're going to fight for it again. Crad jumping right through the smoke. He's at blue box. They might not expect it, but the AK-47 reigns supreme. Same with Mir. And now, all of a sudden, Elian with this AWP. Oh, no. Missed a shot in the open. His Magix, he goes down. Now, one more. But again, he's flustered and bailed out by a teammate to bring it back into a 3v3.
And now that he has Lackey coming up, maybe there's a way forward. Again, the 1D grapples the skull of the oncoming T's. They look to try and pierce and pivot onto the B site. And although they have taken down Forrester, he's wasted so much time that Lackey can now show his hand in the rotation. Ooh. Oh, and Ellie pushes through the Molotov of window and still kills Dexter. Early trade with Lackey trying to pick up the mantle. Flash banged out, pre-fire through the smoke, but no one's there. There's 2 players in tunnels, but then the other side of his pre-fire angle there. Crad pushing in, again, taking the opportunistic approach, knowing that there's a momentary chaos and maybe lapse of concentration towards the catwalk side. Xbox gets picked in by 2 players, takes off the head of Magix, but Chopper's there to return fire, and he would have spotted the bomb on the back of Chopper. So that's why the smoke has instantly been tossed into Catwalk, but Dexter has plucked out Lackey, and in doing so, it makes Entropiq completely isolated from one another, opposite sides of the spectrum in the map.
I think Nickelback is making basically the only play that he really can. You got to control some part of the map where you only have to worry about one point of attack. Now, tough part is, yeah, he's making himself safe at long, but it's going to be real difficult for him to get back involved in the action. And I don't know, with this kind of a money, with this kind of an economy, you may want to choose to save. Fast play down middle, dropping towards Catwalk. Two players going to turn the corner. Now swinging on towards Catwalk. That's SDY and Mir and Krad. Oh, a good pop flash, but he can't control the aim. And Mir's going to press the issue. He wanted to, and I can't even blame him. He seemed to have had the advantage in the fight with Elian, who was just able to barely recover in time.
Yeah, I think it's that HE that saves him. It actually slows him down and kicks up the smoke and allows Elian to actually move back with the AUG. He goes in for another one. It was the HE that was tossed in from his teammate over on long side. Lackey, though, gets too antsy, gets aggressive, and gets punished for it. Now Nickelback maybe pushing that smoke into his demise as well. Indeed, he shall. Some die young. Big headshot, entering back towards the A side of the map, and Forrester is Molotov'd off. He had a great resurgence on Nuke. After a pretty lackluster start, at one point he was 4-12. He ended with a lot of ADR, and this would be a play that he'd be very proud of if he could pull this one off. First frag. Second, it was labored spray, but he was so close to neutralizing Chopper. As it stands, though, it's 8-7 to Spirit.
Found an isolated fight. He does have a teammate on Catwalk if he can back him up. And this is going to make Entropiq speed things up out towards long.
He kept 3 players interested. It wasn't just Mia, but it was another 2 were pushing in through middle. Forrester actually doubles up. He takes down Dexter as well. Now P250s and Glocks can swarm and just overwhelm Mages, but he just comes out with 2 massive USB headshots. And there's Chopper to clean up the rest. Magic's out of nowhere. Takes this round and runs with it. Pivots round for a third.
Here we go. Execute onto Catwalk. All standard smokes. Dexter, not blind, peering to see if anyone's going to be running up Catwalk towards elbow. It's not happening. It's a B split as they apply enough pressure to A. Now going to try and attack into Mir and SDY. The AUG can't get anything, but Mir does double up. Oh, one more. Forrest drops down, and the B bomb site is closed. It's 12-7.
They basically want to get him in the business end. Like, wherever the push is going to come, let Dexter's AWP rain out. Let him try and take a couple players, thin the herd, and they could potentially deal with him later on. Dexter pre-fires with that flash. The second shot is nailed on Krad, but Forrester in CT, moving around the back, has dealt with Chopper. And our post plant can come up fairly straightforward. Dexter is just watching and waiting for a potential pixel to show itself to execute from. And Forrester, who got that opening pick in CT, will be expected to be in a position like that. That's only half the problem. Dexter, though, continues to tee off. They give him freebies, and he's picked up 3 already. Forrester gets caught in the middle of nowhere, and now suddenly Nickelback's in a 1-on-3. Is back against the wall, trying to desperately hold on to Dust 2, save this map, hold on to it for dear life. The spray's labored. There's one looking for more, but some die young on the drive-by, removes his head. And although there's no kit, there should be more than enough time for this defuse. And we're heading to Mirage. Additionally, by the way, just for context, we were talking before about how Spirit are top of the rankings for the points right now. Entropiq are in 6th position. And I believe there's 2,000 points up for grabs for whoever comes first in this. So they're in 6th. But considering that Akuma are just slightly above them with 20 extra points, VP are within sort of arm's reach, like, there's no reason Entropiq couldn't put themselves into a position here where they could potentially even qualify for the major. Yeah,
that is a great point. I mean, they are competing to get some more points on the board, and I mean, even though they're 6th place, they're not too far off, you know, some of even the top dogs, even the top 4. I believe they're only, what, 400 or 500 points behind them. Good opening kill from Elian, headshot from the P250. Chopper playing back at the ticket booth, just waiting, and he's going to back off. It's Mir pushing up towards Catwalk now, but smokes are positioned perfectly to get this plant and to get into great positions for the after plant.
Yeah, they really are in excellent spots that are going to be difficult to break down if you are Spirit looking for this rotation, this retake. They do have a CZ, they've got a bit of utility, but more importantly, Mir's taking the head of Lackey. So that murder hole position is now being freed up. That puts more pressure on Forrester. That's why he's gone aggressive. He felt like he had to. He had to try and take the initiative. Magic's round the back, had a phenomenal pistol round on Dust too, and is continuing that going forward. Sundar Young with the CZ puts it to good use, and the smoke in amongst the smoke.
And they followed immediately Entropiq out of spawn, leaning towards that A bomb site with 4 players. Woo!
Alien again in middle, just putting pain down and misery, this time with the scout. Forrester follows it up. Oh, it's looking great. Entropiq straight through with Gilils and scouts and putting them to good use. 3 players have been put by the wayside. This time the post plant is looking a lot better, way more healthy, and Spirit agree. They want to back off and save these 2 assault rifles. These 2 M4s will, hopefully from their perspective, stay in play, but Entropiq, they're not giving them any freebies. They're actually chasing this down. They're charging in.
I don't even mind this hunt. Yeah, you might lose a few rifles, but the idea of going up against, you know, a couple of M4s with Deagle surrounding them is a bit dicey. And unfortunately, they kind of all commit to chasing different parts of the map before they really discover where the Spirit players are. And that makes this a costly chase and ineffective as well. Late window smoke for Entropiq. Light mid control at about the 1 minute mark. As again, they just move out to those boxes and they're content to just control that area, not pushing down the ramp, not utilizing underpass, just getting a player, Lackey, in position to lurk and watch for any kind of mid or catwalk flank. They are going to fall back into a B hit, and Spirit might have a bit of a read. Dexter is already rotating over with that scout. And you've already got a 2-man defense here as well. Mir and Magix, who's been tagged down very low.
Finalizes with the frag onto Crad. And although Lackey was playing lurk, he needs a pivot point. He needs a foundation to build off here. If all of his teammates just die without really not much in return, his flank will be worth nothing. Kill onto Chopper is all well and good, but there's 10 seconds left, and Mir's still not been completely unweeded. There we go. Nickelback gets out the gardening tools and shovels him off. And now Dexter, missing out on the shot, tries to deny the bomb plant. Knows that could have been the round, but somehow Entropiq. Cracking start to Entropiq. 4 players this time are together as United Force just outside of B-Apps. They're going to be taking some initial aggression through on catwalk side. Mia has the right idea, but Forrester is using that smoke to just shroud him a little bit longer. Now that the Molotovs and flashes have dissipated through on apps, there is the opportunity to just go ahead and press forward. Flashes proceed to push. Magic stuck alone. Big frag to kick things off. Not exactly the cleanest kill of Magic's career, and it will cost him his life in return. Dexter smoked out, and I think Spirit want to save.
6-4.
Yes, exactly. Crad stuck in shadow alone. He does now have at least Crad to come help him out. And pardon me, it's actually Elian. And it's Elian that rattles the skull of Magic's. Flashbang is good, and Crad, oh, he misses out on his chance. That was a real opportunity to get 2 or 3 kills in quick succession. As it stands, though, it's post-plant. And to add to all the other woes, Forrester's been dinked.
Yeah, this flank is everything. If this flank yields nothing, a round should be over. And indeed, that's the way it is. All that you can do now is drop a smoke on it and pray that none of these 4 players spam you appropriately. Good headshot from Dexter. And a 7th round for Team Spirit. That's both the pistols here on Mirage picked up by Spirit.
Interesting. I respect the decision-making. We'll see if the execution lives up to that mantle, but double AWPs definitely afford a lot of luxuries. I'm curious on the spawns here. Forrester has the best spawn for middle. Seems that Nickelback has the best spawn for ace, and neither of them have fantastic spawns to go for early picks. So I've suggested it may be more of a slow-paced round, unless they want to get aggressive up mid. This is something that Spirit did quite a bit on their CT side, and Entropiq haven't seemed that interested in doing it just yet. I think it was Mia, right, that kept pushing mid when Spirit were on their CT side?
Yep. Absolutely was. Yeah, no one from Entropiq has showed that size cojones just yet. SDY waiting on the other side of this smoke. It's Forrester and Lackey. Both on the platform, just waiting. Stalemate across the map, and ooh, this is dangerous. Pushing into it, SDY. Oh, he does lose a teammate. Unfortunately, Magix goes down way far back. but I think they'll be okay with that trade.
That smoke is going to clear shortly. There's a gap in there. Elian has the right idea. Smoke now clearing, but he's going to be peaked any second now from Mia. Chopper, though, actually does regain a bit of control over the A site. Crad desperately trying to hold on behind the site itself, playing on default box. Made the aggressed one, heard the jump up from Chopper, but still comes out second best. And in a 2-on-1, Chopper still had 20 seconds to try and pull this together to crack the clutch, but instead, they do so much with so little. Time after time, the flick from Elian on point. That's the kind of round, the previous one, that can really motivate the team, get them spurred up. If you're low on energy, that could be the difference maker. As Elian flicks across to the opening pick. 19 kills to his name, just shy of 90 ADR. Had a really good showing here on Mirage. Chopper, though, with the smoke helping him out, decides to start pushing up Catwalk. We haven't seen the T's execute off this too often. It's typically been Mia when a lot of casualties have already fallen down. Forrester, not for the first time, up on balcony. Was anticipating this push coming in, but Dexter and Chopper just run straight onto the site, claiming frags as they move. Elian flash right into his face. He has to pull the plug and get out of the marketplace. So that is Spirit's opportunity now to get the bomb plant down and to start to establish a bit of control over round 27.
I think they got caught with their pants down a little bit, Vince. I didn't see quite the angle that those fights were taken at, but they certainly weren't expecting that timing of getting the corner turned on them on Catwalk. Easy fights for Spirit to win. Dexter with the opening and Chopper with the follow-up onto the player on platform. I believe that was Forrester. And man, what a heartbreaking 180 after stealing a round away with just the pistols and a very, very nice, very important 1-on-2 clutch to this. This is starting to be deja vu to Nuke. Vince, back and forth down the stretch. Working their way up Catwalk. Spirits had a good amount of success attacking up Catwalk. They're going to do it again. Quick smokes. Here come the split. The B-Halls portion of the attack is a little bit delayed. It's the hit from Catwalk that's initiating, and it's working up until now. Up until these damn Deagles. Forrester gets one more, a 3-on-2. Hiding as best he can, and SDY turns the tables. It's all on Nickelback. He's had a fantastic series. This is a lot to ask for with just a Deagle himself. Smoke clears. He's out in the open and can't do anything else. SDY shuts it down and wins the series. Spirit is going to take things 2-1.